Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Visitor Parking Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Vargas. Today, we've got a great episode for you because He is risen. Our Lord in Christ is alive. I'm sorry, guys, I was not able to get the Easter special episode out in time. So, I'm going to make a deal with you. We are actually going to start planning our episodes more. We have guests coming on. So season 2, I mean, these are all kind of just getting ready for it, but season 2 is probably going to be airing in sometime in May, possibly even as far as June, but probably May. We got guests scheduled the next 2 weeks. Start recording episodes and seeing how they go. But yeah, guys, good to hear from you again. I'm glad everyone's doing well. With today's episode, we kind of skipped the Easter one. I feel bad, but I think everybody deserves a little holiday, even from a hobby. But speaking of hobbies, before we go on, guys, I want to go a little bit further to even say I have a genius business idea that I'm thinking of, basically, where we're going to start a podcast studio. I'm thinking maybe, if you've ever been to a tanning salon, which, some people have, some people haven't. Gym Tan Laundry, baby. You go to the tanning salon, there's different tiers of beds that you can rent, right? You can rent like your bronze, your platinum, your premium, whatever. Like, I don't know what the big ones do, but I think it's like priority on like if you can get a tanning bed or a tan or whatever it is at the time. So basically my theme for the new business, where we can actually make some money off this, is I'm like, maybe the podcast will be great one day. Maybe like it will be huge, get to like that Theo Vaughn size, that everything I want it to be, and I'm going to speak it out into existence. I want to be that big. I would love to go on SNL. Like, I want to be that funny someday, but also have, the podcast, because it's really been fun. It's been one of the best hobbies I've ever done. So, but here's my thought. I know how much the mic costs. I know how much the Rodecaster here cost. I know how much a basic lighting setup, a great lighting setup costs. I've had to look all of this shit up. And I've also started another business which is just staffing and IT, but similar principles. You need to make a profit. So how do you make a profit? Well, you just, what's he saying in Succession? You make more than you spend, and you're king fuck, or whatever whatever it is. You're fucking king shit. Yeah, he's like, the name of the game, you make more than you spend, and you're king shit. So that's really what it is. So I've broken it down, and I've got a pretty simple business model worked out where I'm like, if we get a minimum, because in business you always want to calculate low. So I'm like, if we get a minimum 5 people a week doing at least 1 hour a week in the studio, 5 each. That's only 5 hours I'm thinking of. We could make our money back on just the equipment, within, if we charge it, let's say $100 an hour, just to give you guys a practice number. I think here's the thing with podcasting. There's so many people who want to start a podcast who are like, oh, you would be funny on a podcast. Like, you'd be great. I mean, my family's big on that. Like, my friends are always big on that. Like, you and, so-and-so should get on a podcast. You and Jimmy, you and your neighbor Jenny, like, you girls are so funny. You guys, when you guys get drunk, you're someone laughing. So what if we start the business where it's like, we have this studio for rent, but we advertise it as there's basic, great, and then premium studios, and the different prices per hour. I looked it up, and lowest one you can do is $50 an hour. They'll go all the way up from $150, then it's like $50 to $150, and then it's like premium studios are right around $100 to $500 an hour to rent. But you come in, everything is already there for you. We've got the cameras, we've got the mics, we've got the station set up. You can drink wine. You can bring whatever you want into the studio. We'll have different props and features, like this is the blue room, this is the pink room. This one comes with this or that, and we'll publish it for you. Maybe I think that's something I've also learned how to do. Is I know how to put it on Apple Music. I know how to put it on Spotify. I know how to put it on audio.com. All this shit I've had to learn. And although my podcast may be just a baby, like infantile years, I know how to get other people started quickly. And two, how many people wouldn't buy that for like their family member? Like, hey, I bought you $100 gift card. You and your 4 friends can go. that's, $100 is enough to get 4 people into the basic studio, get all their mics up. We'll publish the episode for them, edit it for them if they want that. And then boom, they've got a podcast forever that's out there online. It's a little piece of them and their friendship. It's like that moment in time. And then what if they want to take it a step further and do it every month? Then I've got one repeat customer a month who comes in, at least does 1 hour a month. So I think the goal you'd have to get so many people just doing 1 hour a month or 1 hour a week. I'm sorry. I guess at lowest people would probably do like a month, because you always want to think about the lowest possible outcome. You don't want to be like, okay, well, everybody's going to come in there. Clients they're going to want to be there all the time. That's probably not realistic. So we want to scale it back. What's the smallest amount we can spend on the stuff and actually make it so we break even here. So let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. I can kind of see it like almost like Topgolf in a way, like, it's like a novelty experience. Maybe we don't sell them on going all the time and doing it. Maybe we just our businesses run off one-timers. We want people coming in town, their families in town. All 16 of them want to sit down and do a podcast. It's on YouTube, whatever. But it looks super professional because the experts like me and everybody else, we already know how to set it up for them. I can get a videographer in there. We could make it a whole experience, film the intro, whatever they want. And make it super professional because that stuff is learnable. And that stuff, there's a lot of people who are experts in that. And it's just getting them all together as like a contractor. You want to paint your house, you hire a team of contractors that come in there. You bring a team of contractors in. They won't lose their tools. They'll do it on time, and the project will be incredible from there. There will be blood. All right, I'm calming down. I think we're rushing it a little bit here today. It's only because I have a little short time to be able to do this, so I did kind of feel the necessity of rushing it a bit. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about that idea. Would you would you buy $100 gift card if it could get 4 of your friends in a podcast for an hour? How much would you spend for a premium setup room where you get to use the best mic quality, the great amps, mixers, people who know how to do that shit for you? Just think about that. Let me know. Get back to me. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. But I've got friends who are great with videos, like my friend Isaac. We already talked about it today. Like he could get through. He films me doing karaoke all the time. Looks amazing. I don't sound great, but the video, he's like walking through with the camera and shit. So that's definitely an option. That's something I've been thinking about for show. So yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. But yeah, this past weekend, I hope everybody had a great Easter. I know it was all over the place. I bet some of y'all would want to get on a podcast and talk about your Easter experience. I got one episode, I was thinking about doing, but then I got down here. I was sulking. After the holidays, I just sulked for like 3 or 4 days, just because I was so emotionally drained and burnt out. Like the weekend before Easter was my daughter's birthday, so it was Sienna's second birthday. So I mean, that was like a wedding in itself. We had to prepare, we had to get ready. The wife was stressed the entire time, making it perfect. Because 2 years, it's a big one because that's when our baby becomes conscious. She might be able to remember some of it, might not, but she's more aware of like everyone who's there. She's got that memory, that RAM is starting to kick in. So had the birthday party, I think it was just family, kept it real low key. A lot of kids on my wife's side of the family. So I think like 5 of the little Rugrats came over. One was going to beat the shit out of the other one, dude. That was funny. But yeah, they came and they ran around the house. That was a great family weekend. But then we get into Easter, and I'm like, shit, I'm so tired from having people over last weekend. Hosting sounded like a great idea, but then it was like we already had to go to her family on Saturdays. So, like, she's waking me up like 9 o'clock, so we go over to her family's by 10. We're getting late. We almost get divorced in the car like 7 times because, I didn't I I didn't get there on time. I didn't shower in time. I don't do nothing don't do nothing on time on my own damn time, and that doesn't work out so well. But but yeah, once we got there, it was fine. But yeah, we went to my wife's house, had her Easter there. That was really nice and chill. Well, I mean, it was chill, but there are again, dude. Always so many kids over there. Not a bad thing. It's just like, you know, being around kids just makes you sweaty, and they're sweaty and stinky, and like I'm smelling stink, and everybody's just. It's just kind of like a lot of children, but it's wholesome, man. And it was great weather. So that's a lot, kiddos. You go over there and you're just kind of on your guard because there's lots of kids around. So if you got to like elbow one away or whatever, like, you kind of do that thing. But yeah, I made the mistake of becoming popular with my nephews. So she's really cute, Octavia. So she wanted to wrestle me half the time we were there. And then my baby was there. It was just so many babies, dude. Like that family loves to have babies. I think like their parents, like Katie's parents, are like one of 12 or something. One of 12, like, and they were saying this to me like it was normal. And I'm like, maybe it was normal, maybe in some circles. I just came from like, everybody I grew up with or knew, they had like one or two. I mean, I didn't know anybody in Northern Virginia, who had like 5 kids or was one of 5. Everybody like around here had like 2, 3 kids, maybe one accident, So, there was like a lot of like people I grew up with. I don't think I knew anybody. I'm trying to think if I knew anybody with more than 3 or 4 kids. I'm sure the answer is right there, and I'm sure y'all are going to message me and be like, me, it's my family. I have many children. But yeah, I don't remember who had all those kids. But yeah, her family's big into having babies, dude. And more power to them, dude. They're populating the earth, and so I'm over there with all the kids on Saturday. I'm exhausted. I get home, and I think we didn't go to bed like until like 10:30. It's a long day, man. We were there for 10 o'clock, come back, and then we're setting stuff up, cleaning the house for tomorrow, so we don't have to clean as much in the morning, and getting their Easter baskets ready, and I'm getting yelled at because I'm not getting an Easter basket ready, and just yeah, that was a long day. And then Sunday comes around, I'm like, damn, I'm so freaking tired. I'm getting sick. I had a sore throat. Like it was just okay. So my wife wants to take pictures with us, and I'm like, dude, we gotta fucking take pictures. And then she's looking at me like I don't care about her at all if I say I don't want to take pictures. And it's like you always do this. And so that wasn't super chill. So I had to tighten up, get dressed up for pictures. My wife bought me a lovely new outfit. Like I did love it a lot. So I love you, baby. It was a great outfit. So she's calling us over for pictures. I'm sweating. I'm cleaning the house. I'm running around. Like we're all frantic in the morning. And then I think like no, because I chilled in the morning. My daughter came. Let me reverse this, guys. Let me reverse. My daughter came home at like 12 o'clock. Her mom dropped her off, so me and Avery just kind of hung out in the basement for a while. So I did have a chill day. I think the problem was I wanted to keep the chill day going. And that just wasn't the case because, my family was coming over at 3 o'clock, 3:30. She wanted to take pictures before then because she doesn't want people around when she takes pictures because she doesn't want to feel like pressured or people looking at her. My wife's got a lot of rules. My little baby is 25 years old. She's hot as shit. She's very smart. She can run my business if she wanted to. She's got a lot of rules, that girl. She wants everything just so. But then she's really chill in a lot of other ways too. It really throws you off. I think she's got this camouflage where she's, camos herself as chill, but then has these little micro tendencies that she'll get me on because I'm bad at following the rules. I'm a bad boy. Some would say. Oh yeah, my wife came with me to karaoke. That's something cool that happened the other week. That was fun as shit, dude. She had the best time. She was there filming me sing. The next day, she's like, I listened to the video. It wasn't as good as I thought it was last night. So she was like a little cheerleader for me. That was nice. I love you, baby. I wasn't talking Ishmael about you, dude. I promise. But yeah, so Katie is begging. I'm rushing this podcast, guys. I'm sorry. I just there's stuff I got to do. It's a wedding weekend. But yeah, so I'm over there sweating my ass off, changing, cleaning the house. I've got like $500 worth of groceries coming for the month. I don't know what possessed me to order groceries on Easter Sunday while people are coming over. But the groceries come. And first, the guys texted me, like, to the Instacart guy, and I hate doing Instacart because they never have anything that you want. They're subbing stuff out in the grocery store. He's taken 3.5 hours to shop. 3.5 hours. And I'm like, holy shit. I finally messaged him and was like, hey, I've got people coming over at 3. Are you almost done? It was like 15 out of 49 items shopped by your shopper. And I was like, shit. So he's like, yeah, I mean, I could just stop now. And I'm like, well, no. I mean, he's like, I'm like, what do you not have? He's like, oh, there's like the milk and the diapers. I'm like, well, I need all that. So I asked him to keep shopping. So then anytime I talk to my Instacart and Uber drivers, I feel like the fucking Pharaoh, dude. I feel like the guy from the Prince of Egypt. I'm just like, can you get me 2 more bushels? They're like, they did not have the bushels of candy, sir. They only had the red ones. And I'm like, no more candy. No, I'm sorry. But yeah, you get what I mean. I feel very pompous whenever I am talking to the Instacart or Uber Eats drivers. Because do you say please or thank you? I'm like, please replace with the bigger paper towels. Not the small, I don't know. But anyway, I'm kind of thinking something's wrong with this dude because I've never heard it take that long before for an Instacart order. 3 o'clock comes around. Parents are about to get there. Aunt's about to get there. I'm looking because it says my food is being delivered right now. So I'm like, finally, I'm going to get these groceries in before they get here. Already having to set up a charcuterie board, dude. I'm setting up a charcuterie board. I'm like looking at the map, and he's over at my neighbor's house delivering the groceries. So not only did he take legit 3 or 4 hours getting this order, he's over at my fucking neighbor's house, who I don't talk to. We don't have a relationship. My kids know him, but I don't really know him that well because I'm a bad neighbor. You know, I don't like to associate with neighbors because then I'm like, then we got to talk all the time, and I'm already grumpy most of the time or antisocial because I'm, had a long day. And, anyway, I don't know the neighbors that well, but I do love these people. Like right next door to my right, they're real cool and chill people. My daughter loves hanging out with her kids, and so they're cool. So I was like kind of lucky that it was on the cooler side. And I go over there and I see this bald dude, and I'm like, buddy, stop. Like, let the groceries out at my house. Like, what are you doing? Doesn't hear me. He is going into their house. I shit you not. I go over there. I've never seen an Instacart do this. He's going into their house, dropping their things inside of the house. So not only are they just not sitting out on the front step, I see my neighbor, Jamal, or whatever, and I'm like, yo, like, shit. I'm like, hey, man, like, I didn't mean it. Like, I ordered the groceries to the wrong spot. I told the guy, he's like, oh, I thought you were blah, blah, blah address. And I'm like, no, dude, it says on the picture, I'm this address. He's like, oh. And I was like, fuck, something's wrong with this guy. Like, I don't know if it was on fentanyl. I don't know if he was like a crackhead or like a cripple, but something was not right. And it wasn't a cripple. He was like, I think he was on drugs. So I kind of told him, it was at that point I softened up. Because I can be kind of like very New York, even though I'm not from New York. I can just be kind of rude sometimes. So I was like, all right. I'm like, hey, man, no big deal, buddy. Like, can you just drive it over to my house, like, and we'll take it out there? He's like, you want me to walk it over? I'm like, no. I don't need you to walk the 25 bags over. Let's just put them in your car. I'll help you. So I go to my neighbor's house. I'm taking out the stuff. The neighbor's now at the door. We've shaken hands. He's like, yeah, it was weird. I thought, like, I love these freaking Happy Dads that you have, these, like, grape Happy Dads. I'm like, yeah, they're dope. Offered him one. He had one. He enjoyed it. And after we're done with the Happy Dads, go over to, get the guy back to my house. Then he's unloading. At that point, Caitlin calls me. She's like, hey, it's time for pictures. Where are you? I hear the baby screaming in the backyard because the baby's hot and sweaty. It was just, yeah. So we go out there. The baby won't take pictures. She's snotting. She's sick. Everybody's, my oldest one looks grumpy now because I'm sweating and grumpy. We got a couple selfies taken. So I'm rushing back to the house after the groceries, all that, to take a selfie. But that's Easter. My family came over. I was exhausted. Every time they asked me a question, I was like zoned out. So that was that was a hard Easter for sure. But the food was great. I hope everybody else had a good Easter. I was talking to my neighbor. I was like, why do you seem so fucking relaxed? And he's like, just am, man. It's Easter. He's like, we're not doing much. I'm like, you're not having anybody over. You're not going anywhere. He's like, nope. I was like, I'm gonna do that one year. So. No, we'll have better holidays. This was definitely just one for the kids, because when you're older or when you're younger, you think that the holidays are like time off. All your family comes over. You love seeing your family. Everybody brings you gifts. Everyone's super sweet to you, and like all they do is want to hang out with you and see you and pay attention. And then it's like, you're the cool. You're kids. Everyone loves the kids. When you're a kid, you think people love the kids. And then you become an adult and you're like, shit, I got to get the food. I got to make the house clean. I got to do this and that. All the things I watched my family and my parents would stress about growing up. I was like, looked effortless. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Just relax. We're going to have fun. Now I get it. Now I get how stressful those holidays are, but as long as the kids enjoy it, man, like, my daughters had so much fun on Easter weekend, and her birthday. Both times we hosted people, it's like a huge party for them. So that was nice to see. And yeah, I mean, I think Jesus definitely took me through my paces this weekend in terms of patience and, just putting everybody else first. I think that's really what this Easter, the lesson I got. Another one in humility was, it all ain't about you. It's not all about you and what you're going through, what you need. Sometimes you just got to do things for other people. You got to do things for your kids and, give them good memories and also be present, happy for them, and that was kind of the thing. I felt like I learned happiness, right? I've got that tool over the past 5 months, learn the value of being happy. Being happy brings you more wealth, it brings you more success. Brings you closer to the best version of others in a way, because you're so happy. It's like, you're not some dark cloud, So I felt like I learned how to be happy. And then this weekend was all about, these past 2 weekends were all about stress. It was like, oh, you can be happy, but you got shit to do. It was like, fuck. I was like, well, how can I be happy if all I want to do is sit down? So trying to compartmentalize the two things, being happy, doing what you need to do, staying happy doing what you need to do, because it's just separate things. Responsibility and reality are just, they're just responsibility and reality. And being happy and being calm, that's kind of neither here nor there. It's different. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Quick episode here. Quick. I need you guys to let me know who wants to come on the podcast. I have 2 guests coming on, and I'm scheduling them. We can do it however you want, just like the podcast studio that I'm going to start. Bring wine, beer. We can smoke before. We can play pool before. We'll do an intro video, whatever you want. We can kind of personalize the experience to you, and it'll be a cool time. But yeah, these things are much easier, honestly, to do with other people. So I'm so excited for season 2. Let me know. I want you. Come on the podcast. Anybody can do it. All you're doing is talking. I'm really easy to talk to. We can talk about anything you want. I can make fun of you, your friends, family, or whoever you want. Okay? All right. Love you guys. God bless America. God bless our troops. Thank you for listening to Visitor Parking.